Hi, Sophie here. So today I am going to show you how to do the perfect exercise to prevent muscle loss and bone loss as you get older. Here I am in my living room, and this has been a lot on my mind recently because I feel so strongly about the need to work out as we get older. I've just come back from England and my dad is 94 years old. And he's very inspiring to me because he still works out. He literally still goes to the gym and pumps iron at 94. And he looks really good for his age and he's sharp in his mind, and I'm absolutely convinced it's because no matter what over the years, he has forced himself every single day to exercise. And he says to me that he never feels like doing it. He's like, oh, the thought of doing it is just, he never, obviously at 94, can you imagine? But he just does, he calls me Flake because my nickname as a little child was Snowflake because I looked like a little white snowflake. So he said, Flake, he said, good God, I never feel like it, but I just do it and I feel so much better afterwards. But the point is that he has actually, surprisingly, for a 94-year-old, obviously got pretty strong bones, and he hasn't got that much sarcopenia, which is muscle loss. Now, muscle loss is a very real thing for women, postmenopausal women. You know, unfortunately, all those things start to diminish, and we see it, you know, in our arms, and it's so unfortunate, isn't it? Because the muscle goes and we gain more fat and everything. So, you know, we are swimming, you know, upstream against a tide, but it's just, for me, it's just accepting that. It's like, okay, that's the way it is. You know, I have to work 3 times as hard now as I did 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and that's fine. So let's get on to the perfect exercise. Now, the perfect exercise, honestly, to prevent bone loss and muscle loss is, drum roll, it is a push-up. Now, wait, before you go, oh no, not a push-up, because push-ups are really difficult, right? They're really hard. It's really hard for me to do a push-up. I've got something really great for you today, and I'm going to make it so easy for you. I'm going to show you 3 different levels of a push-up for a complete beginner, or if you're really weak, or if you've got injuries and you think I just can't. I'm going to show you an intermediate, and then I have got something brilliant to show you. I have a gadget, a machine that's just been sent to me, which has put the biggest smile on my face because it has made, for me, a push-up super duper easy. Now, here's the thing you need to know. With a push-up, I have been teaching yoga for 20 years, and I also, way back in the day, was a fitness instructor. I trained to be a fitness instructor. And I know that the form, getting the form right for almost every single exercise, is really, really difficult, but particularly for a push-up. So I don't advise most people to do a regular push-up. I would never say to you, hey, just get on the floor and just, you know, do either a ladies push-up, you know, where you have your knees bent, or in yoga it's known as a chaturanga or a plank or whatever. I would never ever recommend you do that, because when I go to a yoga class, or when I used to teach yoga, I would see 30 different versions, and almost everybody was doing it incorrectly. And it's actually really serious because it can lead to injury, shoulder injury, back injury, neck injury. It's really something I don't advise. So you have to be very, very careful when you do a push-up. But learn to do a push-up because it's a compound exercise. Unlike a muscle strengthening exercise like an ab, when you do abs, you're working teeny little muscle group. What you want to do is turn your body into a fat burning machine. And the way that you do that is work on as many big muscle groups as you can in one session. And that's what you do when you do a push-up. You're working a lot of muscle groups in the shoulders, in the back, in the pectorals. And that basically turns your body into a fat-burning machine when you're asleep. It boosts your metabolism. Even more important, I would say, than cardio. We really need to do our strength training as we get older. So let's get on, and I'm going to teach you the perfect form, because you know what? I don't want any of you to walk away from this video and go, oh, what did she say? I'm not quite sure. Have I got it right? I want you to be so supremely confident that you're like, great, I can do push-up number 1, push-up number 2, or push-up number 3, and you have got to stick around for this machine, because as far as I'm concerned, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, so push-up number 1. This is variation number 1. This is if you really are saying, Sophie, I have no strength in my body, I cannot do a push-up or anything like. This is where you're going to start. So you're going to stand with your feet about 1.5 feet away from the wall. Your feet are hip distance apart, and you're going to place your hands, your flat palms, fingers outstretched, on the wall in front of you at about chest height. Spread your fingers nice and wide, and I really want you to feel every knuckle of every finger pressing into that wall. Then you're simply going to dip in and then dip out. But here's the key. As you dip in, I want you to push on that wall as if you're trying to push a wall down, because then you're creating that resistance in your arms. So this simple exercise actually becomes challenging if you're drawing your belly in, your hips are tight, or you're firming the sides of your hips, and you're pushing that wall on the way in and on the way out. Right now, I'm pushing the wall with all my might, coming to my forehead and then pushing out. And that is it. See, it's really, really simple. A wall and you, and it is resistance training because you're resisting against the wall with your body weight. Right, let's go to variation number 2. So we're going to get into position. I have got a chair, that's all you need for this, a chair, but make absolutely sure that your chair is either on a sticky mat, so it's very, very stable, or can you see here how I've got it just set against a step? You could set it against a wall, but either way, you don't want it slipping back. So what you're going to do very simply is hands down on the seat of the chair, fingers spread as well. You always want to think of spreading your fingers so you get a nice flat base there. Walk out, and you'll know when you've walked out to the right distance because your legs will be outstretched. And this one you want to go very carefully because we're going a little deeper here, but I'm lowering down and coming back up. Now, can you see how my elbows are squeezing in to my ribs? That's what we want for this one. We don't want them out to the side. That's when we can tweak wrists and shoulders. So keep them in. This is how we teach what's known as a chaturanga in yoga. The beauty of this, my friends, is you can go 2 inches and come up, and that's it. But please engage your core. Legs are strong, core is engaged. You can go 2 inches, or you can come a little bit lower if you feel that you can. The one caveat with this particular exercise is make sure that you're not hunching your shoulders up to your ears. I see that so often, and then you're going to get all this strain in your neck and your shoulders. So consciously, when you get in there, just make sure you get into position. My legs are outstretched, my fingers are outstretched. I can feel the knuckles of my hands pressing into the seat of my chair. I'm hugging my elbows into my rib cage. My shoulders are away from my ears. I'm looking about 2 feet in front of me on the floor. Belly is engaged, and in I go. Okay, right, let's go on to the thing that you've been waiting for. This really is what will teach you how to do the perfect push-up. I'm so excited to share this with you. Ta-da! Here it is. So this was sent to me, and it's called the Arc-NRG. And it was actually invented because the husband and wife team who invented it realized that doing a push-up was so impossible for most people to get right for the form, which it is. And also, it was incredibly difficult for most people. And they work with a lot of people who had back injuries, shoulder injuries, recovering from surgery. And they really wanted to, make something that would enable everybody, no matter where you are on your strength level or your recovery level, that you can do a highly effective push-up. Now, I just want to show you something before I show you the machine here. So if you are doing a push-up in a class, even let's say a ladies push-up, right? You're going like this, and then suddenly everything's sort of imbalanced and your shoulders are wonky and one shoulder's lower than the other. I promise you, because I teach classes and I look at 20 students and I see it, it's almost never that I see somebody who has perfect form. And this is even people who are really fit. And that's why I really love this machine, because I'm going to be honest with you, I had stopped doing push-ups because I did a couple a while ago. I hurt my shoulder, then I did one and I hurt my neck, then I hurt, it's too risky. So this makes it risk-free. Now, I'm gonna, first off I want to show you, look, it's light. And it comes in a long cardboard box. They ship it to you, free shipping. It's $149 and very easy to put together. You barely need instructions, you just sort of clip the bits on and boom, you have it. And so it's quite easy to store, and because it's lightweight, I can take it in and out of whatever room I want it in, and I can take it outside and use it outside on my patio when the weather gets better. So I just got myself onto it and I feel 100% supported. Now these little slidey plates come with it here, which is great because you can change your hand position. You could do diamond, and we'll put a link to underneath the video of all the different hand positions you can do, so you maximize all the different muscle groups. But I do want to demo this. Okay, so I want to show you. This is how easy. I'm not even out of breath right now. You can hear me talking. I'm not out of breath. Hey, Sunshine! Look, Sunshine's coming to look. Do you want to come and do some push-ups with me, sweetheart? Oh, see, I can even play with Sunshine while I'm doing the push-ups. But seriously, this is easy, and I can feel that I'm not injuring myself, I'm not hurting myself, my chest is supported, and I have really great form. Now, the other thing, if I want to make it a little bit harder here, I can lift my legs up off the support, so it's almost more like a plank and a chaturanga, and then down like that. Wow, that's a little more challenging, but still. Okay, so I did, I'm going to say about 20 push-ups just now. That worked my biceps, my triceps, my shoulders, my upper back muscles, and my pectoral muscles. And I didn't get out of breath, I didn't hurt myself, my form was perfect because it's this whole chest plate here that supports your chest and keeps your shoulders exactly where they need to be. And then you've got the support down here, as much or as little as you want. Also, the other thing that you can do is you can increase your level of difficulty by really easily adjusting, and your height. Like if you and your husband were to use it, my husband can take that all the way down because he's got really long legs. I'll bring it all the way up because I've got super short legs. And then this little guy in the middle, this barrel, this is the sort of difficulty one. So if you want to make it much more difficult, you've got an athlete, teenage son in the house, you're going to take this all the way back here. And then for me, or somebody who wants it easier, you're up there. So altogether, really easy, and I'm going to give this a really big thumbs up. So hopefully that will help you with your push-up. But as I said before, honestly, my friends, if you're an athlete, then you're not even going to be watching this video. But if you are particularly a woman and you're over the age of 45 and you are getting desperate because you know that you've got to work on your strength and fitness, and even, I don't know about you, but even going to the gym sometimes, you're like, am I doing this machine right? Is my form right? Or you pick up free weights and you're like, you don't know if you're doing it right. All of that can be a real deterrent, right? Because you think, oh, I'd rather not do it than do it wrong. So that is why, hopefully, what I've shown you today is the simple wall, the simple chair, and this is a really good investment because you literally cannot go wrong with this, the Arc-NRG machine. Details for this are underneath the video. And as I said, I'm going to put some links because I didn't do a very good job of explaining all the different hand movements. And there's a very buff guy in the video who explains all, you can do all these fancy things with those plates moving forward and back, but obviously I'm not going to do that. I'll leave it to the experts to do that. So I'll see you next time. Lots of really good, fun, exercising things coming up. And by the way, if you haven't seen it already, do check out some of my yoga videos, and particularly my chair yoga videos, because for those of you who think, oh my gosh, I can't, there's no way that I can do what she's just done or any of that. If nothing else, do some chair yoga. You know, we've got to keep our bodies moving, and we've got to keep them moving every single day. I'll see you next time. Hi, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, there are hundreds more. And please also visit my blog at sophieuliano.com for detailed reviews, recipes, DIYs, and more.